Hi, this is Andrew again. This video is the fourth in a multi-part video series on the growth of Muslims on the European continent. In the prior videos, we discussed the current makeup of Muslims in the different countries in Europe and their projected growth rates. The third video covered some of the case studies regarding how the different European countries have been transformed. In this video, we start with how the Eastern European countries present a contrasting pattern to Western Europe regarding Muslim demographics. What are some of the differences? 1. Historical precedents. Countries like Bulgaria, Albania, and Bosnia-Herzegovina have historical Muslim populations dating back to the Ottoman period, creating different integration dynamics. 2. Recent immigration patterns. With the exception of Poland and Hungary's recent economic migration from Muslim countries, Eastern Europe has experienced less Muslim immigration than Western Europe. 3. Policy responses. Many Eastern European countries have adopted more restrictive immigration policies and less accommodationist approaches to religious diversity. 4. Demographic projections. Muslim populations in Eastern Europe are projected to grow more slowly than in Western Europe, with the exception of countries experiencing significant economic migration. These regional variations highlight how historical, political, and economic factors produce different demographic outcomes across the continent. Southern European countries face distinct challenges and opportunities regarding Muslim integration. 1. Geographic proximity. Countries like Italy, Spain, and Greece serve as entry points for many Muslim migrants, creating unique integration challenges. 2. Economic factors. Weaker economic conditions in some Mediterranean countries affect both migration patterns and integration outcomes. 3. Historical connections. Historical connections between Southern Europe and North Africa create different cultural dynamics than those in Northern Europe. 4. Agricultural dependence. Seasonal agricultural work creates temporary migration patterns that differ from permanent settlement in Northern Europe. These Mediterranean specificities require tailored policy approaches that recognize regional particularities. Muslim women play a crucial role in cultural transmission and integration processes. 1. Family formation. Women's decisions about marriage partners and family size significantly influence demographic trends. 2. Cultural socialization. Mothers typically serve as primary transmitters of cultural and religious values to the next generation. 3. Educational attainment. Women's educational levels strongly correlate with fertility rates and economic integration. 4. Labor force participation. Women's employment patterns affect both economic integration and family formation decisions. Understanding these gender dynamics is essential for developing effective integration policies. Muslim communities in Europe are experiencing significant changes in gender roles. 1. Generational shifts. Second and third generation Muslim women often adopt different gender role expectations than their mothers. 2. Educational advancement. Muslim women in many European countries are outpacing men in educational attainment. 3. Labor force participation. Employment rates among Muslim women are increasing, though they often remain below national averages. 4. Religious leadership. Women are increasingly taking on leadership roles in Muslim organizations and institutions. These changing gender dynamics have significant implications for integration and demographic trends. The spatial distribution of Muslim populations across European cities follows distinct patterns. 1. Inner-city concentration. Many Muslim communities are concentrated in inner-city areas with older housing stock and lower property values. 2. Suburban settlement. Some Muslim communities have established themselves in suburban areas, particularly in France with the banlieues around major cities. 3. Gated communities. In some countries, more affluent Muslims have established residential enclaves in suburban areas. 4. Rural distribution. Rural Muslim populations remain small, but are growing in some agricultural regions dependent on migrant labor. These spatial patterns have significant implications for social cohesion and integration outcomes. Urban planning can significantly influence integration outcomes. 1. Public space design. Well-designed public spaces can encourage interaction between different community groups. 2. Housing policies. Mixed housing developments can prevent residential segregation and promote social cohesion. 3. Transportation access. Good public transportation connections can improve employment opportunities and reduce isolation. 4. Community facilities. Access to community facilities that serve diverse populations can promote intercultural contact. Thoughtful urban planning can create physical environments that support rather than hinder integration efforts. Media representation plays a crucial role in shaping public perceptions of Muslim communities. 1. Problem-focused coverage. Media coverage of Muslims often focuses on problems like terrorism, integration challenges, or cultural conflicts. 2. Stereotypical representations. Muslims are frequently portrayed as a monolithic group rather than diverse communities with varied perspectives and practices. 3. Underrepresentation. Muslim voices are often underrepresented in media discussions about their own communities. 4. Visual stereotypes. Visual representations often rely on stereotypical images like veiled women or bearded men. These media patterns contribute to public misunderstandings about Muslim communities and their diversity. Alternative media initiatives have emerged to provide more nuanced representations. 1. Muslim-led media outlets. Muslim journalists and creators have established media outlets representing their own perspectives. 2. Interfaith media projects. Collaborative media projects bring together voices from different religious communities. 3. Social media influencers. Muslim social media creators have developed large followings, offering alternative representations. 4. Documentary projects. Documentary filmmakers have produced nuanced portrayals of Muslim life in Europe. These alternative media initiatives provide important counter-narratives to mainstream media representations. European countries have developed different legal frameworks for accommodating religious diversity. 1. Constitutional protections. Most European countries constitutionally protect religious freedom, though with varying interpretations. 2. Equality legislation. Anti-discrimination laws provide additional protections for religious minorities. 3. Reasonable accommodation. Some legal systems require reasonable accommodation of religious practices in workplaces and public institutions. 4. Secularism models. Different approaches to secularism produce different outcomes for religious accommodation. These legal frameworks significantly influence how religious diversity is accommodated in public life. Several specific legal issues have generated significant debate. 1. Religious attire. Bans on religious symbols in public institutions have particularly affected Muslim women who wear hijabs. 2. Halal slaughter. Religious slaughter practices have generated debates about animal welfare and religious freedom. 3. Mosque construction. Opposition to mosque construction has raised questions about religious discrimination. 4. Religious holidays. Questions about accommodating Islamic holidays in schools and workplaces have generated legal disputes. These legal controversies reflect broader tensions about religious accommodation in secular societies. Muslim communities in Europe often experience health disparities. 1. Access to health care. Language barriers and cultural differences can limit access to healthcare services. 2. Genetic disorders. Some genetic disorders are more prevalent in specific Muslim populations due to consanguineous marriage patterns. 3. Mental health. Stigma around mental health issues can be particularly pronounced in some Muslim communities. 4. Reproductive health. Different cultural attitudes toward reproductive health can create challenges for healthcare providers. Addressing these health disparities requires culturally sensitive healthcare approaches. Health factors significantly influence demographic trends. 1. Life expectancy. Life expectancy among Muslim populations often differs from national averages due to various socioeconomic factors. 2. Infant mortality. Infant mortality rates in some Muslim communities exceed national averages, though these gaps are narrowing. 3. Maternal health. Maternal health outcomes vary significantly across different Muslim communities. 4. Health behaviors. Different health behaviors, including diet and preventive care practices, affect demographic outcomes. These health factors interact with broader demographic trends to shape population dynamics. Climate change is likely to significantly influence future migration patterns. 1. Environmental displacement. Many Muslim-majority countries are particularly vulnerable to climate change impacts. 2. Agricultural disruption. Changes in agricultural productivity may drive migration from rural areas in Muslim-majority countries. 3. Water scarcity. Growing water scarcity in regions like North Africa and the Middle East may accelerate migration to Europe. 4. Extreme weather events. Increasing frequency of extreme weather events may create sudden migration pressures. These environmental factors add complexity to projections of future Muslim population growth in Europe. Sustainable urban development can support integration efforts. 1. Green spaces. Access to green spaces promotes physical and mental health for all residents, including Muslim communities. 2. Energy efficiency. Energy-efficient housing can reduce fuel poverty, which disproportionately affects immigrant communities. 3. Sustainable transportation. Good public transportation options improve access to employment opportunities. 4. Climate adaptation. Climate adaptation measures must consider the needs of diverse communities, including Muslim populations. Muslim communities sometimes face digital divide challenges. 1. Internet access. Lower-income Muslim households may have less reliable internet access. 2. Digital literacy. Recent immigrants may lack digital literacy skills needed for full participation in digital society. 3. Language barriers. Digital content is often not available in languages spoken by Muslim communities. 4. Cultural relevance. Digital platforms often fail to address the specific cultural and religious needs of Muslim users. Addressing these digital divide issues is essential for ensuring full participation in increasingly digital societies. Digital inclusion initiatives have emerged in several European countries to improve internet access and digital literacy among immigrant communities. Libraries and community centers often play crucial roles in providing digital access and training. Technology has transformed how Muslims practice their religion in European contexts. 1. Prayer apps. Mobile applications help Muslims determine prayer times, find Qibla directions, and access religious texts. 2. Online religious education. Digital platforms provide access to Islamic education for communities lacking local religious teachers. 3. Virtual communities. Online forums and social media groups connect Muslims across geographic distances, creating transnational religious communities. 4. Halal certification platforms. Digital services help consumers identify halal products and services. These digital innovations are reshaping how religious identity is maintained and expressed in diaspora contexts. They offer both opportunities for religious connection and challenges for integration, as they can reduce engagement with broader society while strengthening religious identity. Educational curricula across Europe have evolved to address religious diversity. 1. Religious education. Different approaches to religious education range from confessional instruction to comparative religion studies. 2. History curriculum. History education increasingly includes perspectives from former colonies and immigrant communities. 3. Literature inclusion. School reading lists have expanded to include authors from Muslim backgrounds and countries. 4. Civic education. Civic education programs have been developed to promote shared values while respecting diversity. These curricular changes aim to create more inclusive educational environments that prepare students for diverse societies. Their effectiveness varies significantly depending on implementation quality and broader social contexts. Teacher preparation has adapted to classroom diversity. 1. Cultural competency training. Programs to develop teachers' understanding of diverse cultural backgrounds have become more common. 2. Diverse recruitment. Efforts to recruit teachers from diverse backgrounds, including Muslim communities, have been implemented in some countries. 3. Classroom management strategies. Teachers have developed new strategies for managing culturally diverse classrooms. 4. Parent engagement. schools have developed new approaches to engaging parents from immigrant backgrounds. These educational initiatives play crucial roles in either bridging or deepening cultural divides, depending on their quality and implementation. Structured interfaith dialogue has become increasingly common across Europe. 1. Interfaith councils. Formal bodies bringing together representatives from different religious traditions have been established in many cities. 2. Theological dialogues. Scholars from different religious traditions have engaged in formal theological discussions. 3. Community events. Interfaith community events like shared meals, festivals, and service projects have become more common. 4. Educational programs. Schools and community organizations have developed interfaith educational programs. These initiatives aim to build understanding and cooperation between religious communities. Their effectiveness varies significantly depending on local contexts and participant commitment. Beyond formal initiatives, grassroots interfaith connections have developed. 1. Neighborly relationships. Informal relationships between neighbors of different faiths build community cohesion. 2. Shared community spaces. Public spaces like parks and community centers facilitate interfaith contact. Are you looking for a limitless supply of insightful reads to expand your mind and transform your life? Look no further than Nehemiah Reset's ebook library, where knowledge meets inspiration at nehemiahreset.org ebook. Go there today to discover a wealth of valuable resources to help you on your personal and professional journey to build a biblical worldview. Learn more about the Bible and how culture is impacting your worldview. Again, the ebook library is located at nehemiahreset.org ebook. Hope to see you soon. My name is Andrew. I am one of the spokespersons for Nehemiah Reset. The prior video was sponsored by Nehemiah Reset, a 501c3. Our mission is to assist Christians in developing a biblical worldview as it pertains to relevant cultural and biblical issues. We seek to inform Christ's followers, equip them, and mobilize them in action to vote for their biblical values and actively engage in our We are also committed to help Christians and non-believers to develop a better biblical view. Nehemiah Reset produces videos and ebooks to assist members of the church in developing a biblical worldview when it comes to cultural issues. We produce videos on key topics like public school indoctrination, the woke agenda, sex education, equity and inclusion, climate change, immigration, religious freedom, and much, much more. To learn more about Nehemiah Reset or to watch our latest videos, go to our website at nehemiahreset.org or our rumble.com channel. We produce 2 to 3 videos every week. To get a weekly list of our latest videos, sign up for our weekly newsletter by going to nehemiahreset.org/email and subscribe. You can support our website by liking our videos, subscribing to our channels, or helping us reach more people through tax-exempt donations. Thanks for your help in growing God's kingdom and bringing more people to Christ. Thank you for your support and help. Come back again soon. Have a great day.